Welcome back. Saturday morning is just here with you, and now it's the segment of how to get prepared to be back to school. So this is for students. One side it's for parents. The other side, if you'd like to know how to deal with your offspring generally, if they are going to schools, colleges, or whatever, how to deal with them at the beginning of the academic year. It takes me pleasure to be welcoming Dr. Khaldoun Marowh, the consultant assistant professor in psychiatry. Welcome to Saturday morning, Dr. Khaldoun.
Thank you very much. That's kind of you.
Nice to have you here with us, and I'd like to start with you with the family factors that affects the students the most when they are first or going back to school. What are the really factors at home, or if I can say the home environment, that would lead to good behavior and that would lead to bad behavior as well?
Thank you very much, Marwa. Thank you, Ghazi, for having me. Actually, without mental preparation for any process, the process will be failure. Mental preparation. This is what. So I think education is something so important. We need to prepare the students, even the parents, they need to be prepared actually psychologically, mentally, behaviorally, and so on. Yeah, so the same things, in the school, teachers needs to be prepared how to just have the children in new inspiring way and this kind of things. So I think starting by the parents needs to in advance prepare the children before going to school. Even the media usually, or the environment, the community at large, they start preparing these things or doing things, unconsciously.
Exactly.
Back to school, and this kind of
Discounts.
things, and this stuff, just go to Jarir or whatever.
Yeah.
That prepare things, in advance. I think it is very good chance for the parents to take this chance and take the children, even that you are make it a wow experience. So you are now going to a new future, you are building a new just a small step in your future. So it is the time, let us go to to the prepare these things by buying that's the stuff of them.
This is best part of it, actually.
Yeah. So we will go and they will be excited, and while we are taking them preparing materialistic things or just essentials for the room, so for the classroom, like pencils, pens, and this kind of things. So you can just make the thing, this experience is exceptional, especially for the youngsters, So you can just tell them that, you will have a new, for example, new friends, new teachers, new faces, a new experience. And if they were, not the first year, so you will find, that it's fun like last year, and your future will be a little bit ahead, and you will have more, as you said, more fun and more enjoyable things, and more information. So I think this is very important for the parents to prepare, the children that you are. This is one part. The other things actually to prepare, as you said, some routines, environments. So especially now we are, just living Ramadan, so people
with the habits, still the habits of it are with us, staying up late. Yes.
The biological clock now is turned, upside down. So we need to recorrect the biological clock. So people, they should start to wake up earlier than before, and start, for example, maybe if the people start to wake up at 12 o'clock noon. So we'll tell them, today, or tomorrow you'll have to wake up 11, for example, 11:30, then 11. So we need to prepare, and at the same time, we need to color this, that because we are, preparing for going back to school.
Yeah.
I think these are the, the role of
and Dr. Khaldoun, as we're talking about home environment, what is the importance maybe of school environment? And which one is more important? Because some of the schools are very bad, and even parents try to avoid their kids and transfer them to another school, even though the home environment sometimes is bad, but they blame the school. Who got the major role? Is it the school or the home?
It's well known from psychological and educational point of view that the school, and this is the new trend, the school now is for education and assuring the discipline. The manner, the etiquette, the discipline should be the responsibility of the home. Parents are responsible to teach their children that you are now going to a new situation. You will be in the classroom. You need to obey the teacher. You need to listen. You need not to talk while he's talking. So these things, and you need to be polite. While in the school, the people should prepare that to assure that yes, there is a discipline here, and we are here to help you to just make it fun as much as we can, and to take you a little bit up, from your education now till later on. The mission and the vision of the school, I think, is very important. This is, of course, it is important, at home, but it is much more important at school.
Yeah.
So we are here to just raise this generation from one step to another, to be more educated, to just prepare them, morally, to prepare them, just increase their morale, and increase their knowledge, and win in as easy, as attractive, as nice way as we can. So this is the environment they should prepare themselves. Again, preparing mentally. The school should prepare themselves by having clear mission and clear vision. What are the standards we want our students to be at, and this kind of thing. So I think this is the way the school should be prepared for.
I'm going to be back to the home environment and back to parents and how they deal with their offspring if they are starting their academic year. Dr. Khaldoun, I want you to tell me what are the negative statements or what you should avoid telling your offspring if they are going back to school, or generally if they are during their academic year, what not to say and what you have to say. What are the musts and must nots that we have to avoid telling? I'm talking about statements.
Yeah. Thank you very much for bringing these things. First of all, there should be not threatening environment. If you don't go, you will be bad. If you don't go, you will be, such things. This is very negative message. So, okay, I will not go. Let me just test what will happen.
Exactly. Let me see what are you going to do. Yeah.
So I think parents should avoid these things. They should just look at the positive things. So you will go. You will have excellent future. You will be a useful person to your nation. You will have so just we need to concentrate or reinforce the good things that you are, for example, so concerned. So you will be so concerned for your nation and for your futures, family and this kind of things. So first of all, not to threatening and not to concentrate, or what's called in psychological term reinforcing the negative things. So we need
not to bring them up. Don't bring the negative things up.
Ignore them. We need to ignore the bad behaviors. We need to ignore the punishment issue. It is, when you go to, for example, to play in any place, you will not threaten your children.
Exactly.
If you don't go, that means for example, you will have some disease, for example, or you will say that you will talk about the fun of that place. You will have fun. You will be happy. You will, I think this is very important. So first of all, not to threaten them, that reinforcing the bad things. The other things, well, some people, they threaten them, if you don't do so, we will punish you. So we will just, if you don't sleep, for example, because we have to set up the sleeping time, that means I'm gonna hit you, for example. I'm this kind of thing. So I think negative things concentrating about the bad things of the children is not that good. So please, I would advise the parents to avoid concentrating on this bad negative things. The other things, I think they need to encourage the good environmental, like setting up for routine time, routine sleeping time, routine eating time, and at the same time just setting up just sort of good behaviors between the children themselves. If you go, when you have a new friends at school, please don't hate them. No, be kind of them, be with them, and so not to reinforce some bad behaviors. I'm so sorry.
No, it's
some
okay.
bad behaviors that these children might have before.
Yeah.
When we are referring to that, that means we are reinforcing these bad behaviors.
They might be aggressive maybe at the school.
I think, first of all, not to to be aggressive verbally, and at the same time not to be aggressive physically.
Yeah.
So I think these two things is so important in this regard.
Yeah.
So to avoid.
Yeah, Dr. Khaldoun, let me ask you about, we're talking about the beginning of the year and the first week, especially, and the first 2 weeks. And usually most of the students are so excited to begin the school year, and even parents and everyone. But how can we maintain this high spirit for all the year long? We know the school year is 9 months long, and some students, they might be working on schedule the first 2 weeks, the first 1 month, doing the homework at time, following up the things. But after that, you feel that there's no more stamina, They cannot do it anymore, they got bored. How can we maintain and refresh them every now and then?
As in Quran say that, Ya Yahya khudh al-kitaba biquwwa. They should start strongly, and they should start enthusiastically. And I used to, from the beginning of my school life, I used to put schedule for 1 month ahead. So I think it's very important to keep, if you want to keep your children, up to the standard, you need to prepare them setting a schedule, setting a good planning in advance. So I used to put sometimes I wrote some major things, so you have to work hard in order to be a good, for example, good doctor or good engineer or so forth. So this is the one thing. So to keep your your vision needs to be written in front of your eyes.
To be clear.
The other things to prepare, just tell them that you need to prepare before going to school. Just have a look at this at the syllabus before going. I used to have this each time, each hour, what I should do in advance. And I think this is, sometimes you cannot apply all the schedule, but
Well,
but
all the
it will
time.
keep you.
I've never applied all the schedule.
It will give you that how far you are behind the
Exactly.
schedule. So
Yes.
this sense that push you up. I'm a little bit behind in this subject.
Yes.
So I think having schedule in advance, having again good mission, and reinforcing this good, mission and vision written in front of the eyes of the children is very important, I think.
Yeah, and Dr. Khaldoun, we came to the conclusion of our discussion, as many guests still waiting, and we would like to thank you, and hopefully most of the parents and students have got some informative instructions from you.
I hope so. Thank you very much
Thanks
for
a lot,
having
Dr.
me. Thank you.
Khaldoun.
That's
Thank you.
really kind.
Thanks a lot. And that was Dr. Khaldoun Marowh, the consultant, assistant professor in psychiatry. And for now, actually, I guess we're having our next report. We'll see this report, and we'll be back to you with another distinguished guest. Stay tuned.
شكرا.
A pot of hazel and the flint that's needed to open the lid. You need both to get a nut, but they're separated by a see-through barrier.